Carmelo Anthony, aka the team that decided that it was okay for him to randomly poke some people up because they asked him to move out of their spot at a sporting event, he got sentenced recently. And it seems like he got 35 years. I think that that's too little, but maybe it's just me. You can let me know in the comments if you agree or not. I think it's too little. But it seems like a lot of these woke grifters that think that they can make this all about race when it has nothing to do with race, they're getting exposed and they are very upset. Let's take a look at some clips and see what's going down.
Returned a guilty verdict, murder, against the teen charged with the fatal stabbing of another athlete at a high school track meet in 2025. Carmelo Anthony was 17 when he was charged with the murder in the death of Austin Metcalf. Anthony's defense team insisted the stabbing was a case of self-defense following a confrontation between the two teens inside a team tent when it was raining at the track meet. Texas prosecutors called it murder, plain and simple. The jury was allowed to consider a lesser charge of manslaughter. They took about 3 hours to deliberate and did return that guilty verdict for murder.
Yeah, I definitely think that Carmelo was guilty. Like I said earlier, I believe that he should have got way more time. This was outrageous. People making this about blackness and whether it was racism or not is insane. It's about a crazy person who was hyped up and ready to do something. So he went out there and antagonized a bunch of people with the hopes that he could finally get to use something that he had on him. This is not different from the Shut the Builder case, except for he wasn't trying to record it. He's just doing this for his own pleasure. Nasty as hell. Let's see how some of the reaction channels and people that just grift towards black people, see how they felt about it.
There was video played of the incident inside of the courtroom that showed Austin to be the aggressor, Austin confronting Carmelo, Austin pushing Carmelo, Austin then getting stuck by Carmelo. But it also showed Austin's brother, Hunter, being at the center of the fight. He also put hands on Carmelo, and so did some of their other friends. Witnesses said that at least 5, in fact, not just witnesses, but it's also on video, at least 5 of them jumped Carmelo. The witness never mentioned jumping Carmelo. Other witnesses for Austin never mentioned jumping Carmelo. They jumped him. What do you expect to happen if a person has a weapon on them and they will not hesitate to use that weapon? What do you think is going to happen?
Several days later.
Because it reads like a math problem. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, guilty of murder. It's not that hard to figure out. The only people surprised about this are the people who've been listening to a lot of this hype. But if you actually read the law, if you actually read what the law says and what the law requires, what is murder, what is stand your ground in the state of Texas, what is homicide, what's capital murder, and what would be considered manslaughter, it reads right there. And the thing is, man, it's gonna keep happening. Okay, let me say it like this: it's gonna keep happening. You got a lot of people who are out of control, brother. You see what I mean? You can't stab. I'm gonna keep going back to the fact that you can't stab somebody because they push you. Just like you can't shoot somebody because they bump into you. You see what I mean? If you in a fist fight, put your hands up and fight. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that in a civilized society. What happens if every time somebody push you, somebody got to die? Is that what we going in society?
Okay, I got to jump in right here, Dennis, because
go ahead, brother.
This is the second time that you said this. You call this a civilized society. America is not a civilized society. We are living amongst the uncivilized.
We got some of them too, man. But we
civilized mutts running around here. We got some uncivilized mutts in the country.
Yeah, man. But we still can't just be shooting, killing, and stabbing folk just because they push us. You got to at least let them do something. You know what I'm saying? Look, man. If those boys had surrounded him and they was packing him out, they was mollywopping, they was jumping on him and stomping him out. I would understand if he pulled out a blade and took it and used it. I would get that. But this is not that situation. We in broad daylight. We surrounded by people. This is not a alley in Brooklyn at 2:30 in the morning. This is not Compton, California, South Central LA in the 90s, and you getting or you over in Watts and you got caught up in the Nickerson Garden or the PJs because you over there trying to see a girl you ain't supposed to be overseeing. We're not talking about those situations. We're talking about broad daylight, suburban Texas, two kids at a track meet, and one of them pushed the other one. And keep in mind, Carmelo was talking shit. See, that's another thing. He wasn't just sitting there quiet. You know what he said? He said, y'all football team is ass.
Yeah,
okay, I get it. We're supposed to be able to say what we want to say. I get that.
They started talking shit to him first.
Whatever they was talking shit together. What right? I'm trying to say. And I'm not just talking to you as a lawyer. I'm talking to you as a father. I empathize with Carmelo Anthony. His mama and his daddy are not going to be able to see their grandchildren because that boy is in prison. This boy he probably ain't never even been with a woman at 17 years old. He going to be in there with them savages and them soldiers. You understand? I bet they going to push him off a bench. I bet he ain't going to jump up and stab one of them. But on the flip side, I can empathize with this other boy, Austin Metcalf. His brother had to watch him bleed out in front of him.
Oh, his brother started this shit, man.
Real talk. Oh, hold on, man.
That was extra disgusting. Super nasty. Like, what? Everything that was argued that had logic, this dude was quiet. And then whenever it was some bull crap that he could try to spin and make that woe is me, we're black, so we're the victims, he was going to say it. And just in case people didn't know, I'm black. Yeah, I'm a black person as well, from the hood of all hoods. My hood's so bad, there's bad places in
Colombia
that they nickname after my neighborhood. No lies. Dead ass. Look it up. El Bronx. Just look that up. It's insane. When I found that out, I was like, okay, I really was living bad out here. I thought it was normal for your neighborhood to look like Afghanistan. But I digress. That still doesn't make me just assume everything is about racism or because someone's black, right? Does racism exist? Absolutely. Is it the root for all things wrong? No. You got losers like the amazing Lucas, the non-amazing Lucas, the amazing Dusty, that's sitting here full out crying over this like he had any kind of point.
And apparently his brother come over to Carmelo. Words are exchanged, and he says they tried to swing at him. Carmelo goes to his bag, and then they pursue. They continue on.
Dude went in his bag, and what they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah. It wasn't just one. It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that's got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. It's not to the point that he brought a knife.
But the cherry on top is, do you want to know what happens when someone doesn't have an argument? When someone doesn't have a rebuttal, what do? They just laugh. And I want you to see this clip by this Sambo soldier who thinks I don't know what he was doing in this clip, but he absolutely makes a fool of himself. It's always going to be a different story than the main story that the racist right tries to promote. Always going to be a different story. When people talk about you can't use lethal force is in the eye of the beholder, right? It's the same thing we have when it comes to an officer, that they fear for their lives. It can't be in hindsight. It has to be taken into account of what happened at that time. So if Anthony is being attacked, he's already been assaulted, and you have two people, it's 2 versus 1, in addition to them being completely outweighed. He's outweighed by them, right? They weigh 200 something pounds or whatnot. Anthony's a very skinny kid. Then yes, a lawyer could absolutely argue that he had reasonable belief that he was going to have not immediate imminent death, because it's not imminent death, but also a serious bodily injury. Those are two factors that come into play. So if he absolutely believes that he's going to incur serious bodily injury, then yeah, pulling out a knife to defend yourself It's absolutely reasonable. It's absolutely can be seen as self-defense.
1 year later.
So I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Carmelo's going away. That's correct. Carmelo is getting locked up. Now, I don't know for how long, but one thing I do know for certain, Carmelo is getting locked up. He's going to prison. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's right. Okay. But the only people to blame in this scenario is his defense team. His defense team is possibly the worst group of attorneys that I've ever seen, especially on a trial such as this, okay, where the stakes are high. This team was borderline incompetent. And here's the thing. The reason why it makes it so painful to relate this is due to the fact that the facts and the evidence were on their side.
Dusty Lucas is clearly delusional, and instead of just admitting, I'm wrong, I'm a crazy person that has a bunch of nasty, dusty stuff all over my hat. Editing, can you please zoom in on this nasty hat so we all can see it? Yeah, leave me even telling you to do it in. I want people to see this. Fam, why does his hat look like that? What is that? Dog hair, cat hair, blue magic, booger sugar. What is that all over his hat? He don't look at it and go, okay, I can't wear this. What is he trying to hide? That you are willing to come on here looking dirty. Like you just roll around in a litter box. Literally. Ugh. It's like hard to even take what you say seriously. Then you say a bunch of disgusting things with the Cat Williams impersonation voice, and it makes it even worse. This dude, the non-amazing Lucas, is a dusty loser that just lies. You don't know nothing. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button and the hype button as well. And also watch more videos, subscribe, and check out my music if you're able to. I'm on Spotify and I'm on Apple.